Question 1. Express this as a single fraction in its simplest form. Okay, simplest form. So it must be a single fraction. So the 2, we must change it to be the same denominator. So we will write it to be, the common denominator is 2t plus 5. So 2t plus 5, so this 2 times 2t plus 5, when you cancel out, it goes back to your 2. And then this one is 3t minus 1. So altogether, you have 4t plus 10 plus 3t minus 1 divided by 2t plus 5. So that is 7t plus 9 over 2t plus 5. Done. Second question, x minus 5y, 5y minus x, we want to change them to be the same. So I'm going to change this one to be x minus 5y by multiplying a negative to this one here. So I'm actually getting back 5y minus x. Okay, so now these two are the same. So I have 3 minus 1 divided by x minus 5y, the common denominator. So I have 2 over x minus 5y. Okay, next, 3k minus 1, 9k squared minus 1. So this one cannot simplify anymore. Keep it. And this one factorize to be 3k plus 1 times 3k minus 1. So you have 5k squared. Common denominator is 3k plus 1 times 3k minus 1. Okay, so here I multiplied 2k to 3k plus 1 and then minus away 5k squared. So I'm getting 6k squared plus 2k minus 5k squared over 2k, 3k plus 1 times 3k minus 1, which going to give me k and k squared plus 2k. You can factorize it, but it's of no use because you cannot further simplify. So just leave the numerator as it is, no need to factorize. Okay, next one. Okay, 8 minus 3m, there's a common factor of 2. So I take a 2 out. Okay, and this one, I can factorize it, it's a perfect square. I can factorize it to be 3m minus 4 square. Okay, so 3m minus 4 square. So now the common denominator is 3m minus 4 square. Okay, and there's a 2 also, 2 and 3m minus 4 square. So can you see that here, this is related to this one. Can I change it to minus 1? Minus 1 of 3m minus 4 squared, and then I have this 3m minus 4. Okay, because when this one multiply to this, I get into this one. Okay, so minus away. I multiply a 2 here, so I need to make it into a 10. Okay, so now I have 4 minus 3m minus 10 divided by 2 times 3m minus 4 square. Simplify this, I get negative 3m minus 6. It can be factorized, but it's of no use again because after factorize, I cannot cancel anything, so I just leave it as what it is. Next one. Okay, this one, simplest form already, cannot change. Keep it. Okay, this one, I'm going to factorize it to be 4 plus 5x and then 1 minus x. Okay, yes, and then this is minus, okay, this is x minus 1. I can use a negative sign to multiply in, so I have 1 minus x, 3. Okay, common denominator is 1 minus x times 4 plus 5x. So I have 3 times 4 plus 5x, and then plus 2, and then plus 3 times 4 plus 5x. So we have 12 plus 15x plus 2 plus 12 plus 15x again. Okay, divide by 1 minus x times 4 plus 5x. So together this is 30x plus 24, 26. Okay, plus 26. Divide by 1 minus x and 4 plus 5x. Okay, the next one interesting. You have fraction within fraction. Okay, the best way of doing it is multiply x plus 1 square to the numerator and x plus 1 square to the denominator. So I didn't change anything, I just multiply by 1. Okay, so there are two terms here. I multiply to this, I'll get x plus 1 squared, then minus this one times this one, I get 1. Okay, and next one, I have this 1 multiplied to this, I get x plus 1 square. And then when this one times this one, I'll have x plus 1. So you see, within one step, I have the fractions all gone. Then it's a lot easier to simplify already. So I will expand this out, x squared plus 2x plus 1 minus 1. Why I want to expand out is because I know that when I expand, there is a constant term which can be simplified with this constant term, which is 1 minus 1. Okay, so same thing over here, I have x squared plus 2x plus 1 that are expanded, and minus x minus 1, which I can simplify. There are terms that can simplify. So I have x squared plus 2x divide by x squared minus x. Okay, so both of them has a common factor of x. So I take x out. So I'll have this one. Okay, so these two can cancel, and so I have x plus 2 divided by x minus sorry, this is plus, so this is plus 1. Yeah, okay, represent multiply. So this one I can factorize to be x minus 2 times x minus 3, and then the denominator I can factorize to be x plus 2, x plus 3. Okay, for this one, I can factorize to be x plus 3 and x minus 2. And then denominator, I can factorize to be x minus 3 and x plus 2. Okay, so you expand out, they should all be the same. So now, I'm going to do cancellation. So, because it's all times together, so it's just that all these factors on top multiply and denominator on at the bottom multiply together. But before multiplying, we can see that these two the same, so we divide both numerator denominator by x minus 3. Same for this one here. I think that's x plus 1, 3 here, also x plus 3, we can simplify. Okay, and then we have x minus 2, there are two of them, so square. And then the bottom denominator is x plus 2 square. Please don't need to expand it out, so just leave this as the answer. It's good enough already. Okay, don't have to expand, because expand you can't simplify anything. Okay, next one. I want to simplify this. So I need to simplify within this bracket, see whether I can simplify. Within this one, whether I can simplify. Okay, if can, it's best. If not, then we just combine together and get one fraction. And then this fraction divide by this means take the reciprocal. Okay, so I have here m plus 2 over m times m minus 2. And then this one is m minus 2 square and m minus 1. Okay, and then divide means multiply together of m over m minus 4. Okay, so combine these two. I have the denominator m times m minus 2 and then m minus 2 square. So I actually have m times m minus 2 square instead of m minus 2 only. So I have a square here, so there's a m minus 2 should be multiplied to this m plus 2 in the numerator. And then this one, I multiply an m. So I multiply an m. So I have m into m minus 1 times m over m minus 4. So here, I have m squared minus 4. minus m squared plus m. Okay, and then this one don't go and expand, just leave it in the factorized form, because later you may be able to see some terms that are the same that can cancel. Okay, m squared minus m squared cancel. Okay, so this m minus 4 is the same as this m minus 4. This m and this m the same, so therefore I'm left with only 1 over m minus 2 square. Okay, the next part is you want to make the letter in the bracket to be the subject. Okay, subject. So for example, like this one, I want to make h the subject. So h is inside this square root here. So I need to remove this, followed by remove the square root, then bring over and then get my h out. Okay, so a over pi r equals to square root of h squared plus r squared. Next, to remove square root, we do squaring. Pi squared r squared equals to h squared plus r squared. So h squared, I keep this and then I remove this. So I have a squared over pi r squared minus away r squared. So that is my h. Okay, you can combine them together so that you have pi squared r squared, and then this is a squared minus pi squared r4. Okay, so this is h squared, but I want h, so h will be square root of this whole thing. So I have plus minus square root of the numerator and square root of the denominator, so pi r, and done. Okay, this minus sign, this is square root. Okay, next one, to find z, again z is inside here, so we need to remove, because z is plus y, then take the cube root, then you get this. So the first thing we do is get rid of the cube root by doing cube on both sides. So you have y plus z. Okay, then very easy, this one z will be equals to just x minus 1 cube minus y, that's all. So this is the subject, and on the other side there is no more z already, so that complete our whole process. Okay, I will still show you, if you want to make y as the subject, then how do you make y as the subject? Okay, here we are going to remove the fourth root by giving power 4 to both sides. So when this one's given power 4, you have z squared. Okay, so we have here x minus, okay, x plus y equals to z square y, z square y. Okay, so z square y minus y equals to x. I want to make y as a subject, I take this y out. So I have y is equals to x divided by this whole thing. So x divided by this whole thing. So z square minus 1. So this is the y to be the subject. Q squared equals to 3 minus p squared over 1 plus 2p squared. Cross multiply. So q squared times 1 plus 2p squared equals to 3 minus p squared. So when q multiply in, we have q squared plus 2p squared q squared minus 3 plus p squared equals to 0. I'm going to keep all the p's together. I'm going to bring the rest over. So I have 2p squared q squared plus p squared equals to 3 minus q squared. So take the p squared out. I have 2q squared plus 1 equals to 3 minus q squared. So p squared is equal to 3 minus q squared over 1 plus 2q squared. So if I want to find p, I need to take the positive and the negative root of this whole fraction. So I have this. Okay, repeat question 3. The only unknown is x. Okay, so what we do is we use 90 times x minus 6 and 60 times x. So we have 60x on the right hand side, 90x minus 540, okay, on the right hand side. So 90 minus 60 is 30, and we have 30 equals to 540. So 30x equals 540, x will be equals to 18. Next one, x minus 2 is the denominator, and this one is related to this. This one x minus 2, this is 2 minus x. I'm going to keep 2 minus x, okay, and then I'm going to change this to 2 times 2 minus x, and then I'm going to change this to plus 2 minus x equals to 4. So the common denominator will be 2 times 2 minus x, 2 times 2 minus x. So here I multiply a 2, so I have to multiply a 2 to the numerator. And then this one already the same, so the 5 remain. And then this one I multiply a 2, so I need to times a 2, okay, equals to 4. So I now have 6 and 7, so it's 13. Okay, so 13 equals to 8 times 2 minus x, which is 16 minus 8x equals to 13. So 8x is actually 3. So x is actually 3 divided by 8. Okay, I redo this question. On the left hand side, I process them, combine them together, so that the common denominator is 2x plus 3 times 2x minus 3. So I have 2x minus 3 minus away 2x plus 3. So together I have 2x minus 2x is 0. Negative 3 minus 3, that will be negative 6. Okay, so now you can see that the left hand side and right hand side, they have the same denominator. So I can just compare the power. Okay, so I have x is equals to negative 6 over 4. So x is actually negative 3 over 2. But if you see clearly, when x is equals to 3 over 2, you put into this expression, and this expression is just undefined. So this has to be rejected. So when this has to be rejected, means there is no solution. No solution. Okay, this question has no solution. Okay, next one. I also do the same thing like the previous question. I combine these two fractions together to have x times x plus 1 minus x times x plus 2 and x times x plus 1. So together I have x squared plus 2x minus x squared minus x divided by x plus 1 times x plus 2. So x plus 1 times x plus 2. This one simplify, I get an x on the right hand side. But the other side, when I simplify, you can see the denominator are the same. So therefore, I can say x is equals to 3. You put the x equals to 3 and see, it is okay. There's no denominator that make it to be 0. So you can say the answer is okay. So x equals to 3.